The scariest thing about the Matrix is not that reality might be fake. It is that reality might be designed so well, we stop wanting to escape it. The Matrix is not just science fiction. It is a map of modern suspicion. It teaches us to read reality like a coded surface, to look for seams, to distrust comfort, and to imagine a hidden system behind ordinary life. Before there was green code, there were shadows on a wall. Plato's cave is the ancient skeleton of the Matrix. Prisoners sit chained underground, watching shadows move in front of them. To them, those shadows are not images, they are reality. They have no reason to doubt the wall because the wall is all they have ever known. Then, one prisoner escapes. He sees the fire. He sees the machinery behind the shadows. Finally, he sees the sun. But truth does not arrive like comfort. It arrives like injury. This is exactly what happens to Neo. When he wakes up, he does not smile like a liberated hero. He panics. He vomits. His body rejects reality because reality is too violent to absorb all at once. That is the first truth of the Matrix. Awakening is not a motivational poster. Awakening is nausea. The film understands something most modern conspiracy fantasies forget. If your whole world collapses, you do not instantly become wise. You become wounded. Your memories become suspicious. Your habits become suspicious. Your identity becomes suspicious. The cave is terrifying because it does not only trap the body, it trains desire. It teaches people to love the shadows because the shadows are stable. That is why the people inside the cave reject the one who returns. He is not giving them information. He is threatening the architecture of their peace. The Matrix did not invent suspicion. Plato was already there. But the Matrix made suspicion cinematic. It gave philosophy sunglasses, leather, bullet time, and a pill you could swallow. The system needs a face. Every powerful hidden system story needs an enemy. Not a problem, not a process, an enemy. The Matrix gives us the perfect one, the machines. Silent, enormous, invisible, everywhere. They do not merely control politics, money, or media. They control reality itself. That is why they are so emotionally satisfying. Real suffering is usually messy. It comes from economics, technology, institutions, social pressure, algorithms, bad incentives, human weakness, boredom, fear, and habit. But this kind of explanation is difficult. It does not give pain a face. A hidden enemy does. This is the secret emotional engine of conspiracy thinking. It turns chaos into intention. Nothing is random anymore. Every mistake becomes a clue. Every contradiction becomes part of the cover-up. Every ordinary detail starts to glow with secret meaning. The boring office is not just a boring office, it is a prison. The suit is not just a suit, it is a uniform of obedience. The agent is not just a villain, he is the face of the system. That is why the Matrix is so powerful. It takes the vague discomfort of modern life and compresses it into one clean sentence. There is a system behind it. And that sentence is dangerous because it is sometimes true. There are systems behind ordinary life. Economic systems, digital systems, political systems, attention systems, status systems. But the moment we turn every system into one evil intelligence, we gain emotional clarity and lose reality. Because a villain is frightening, but randomness is unbearable. The Tribe of the Awakened. Neo does not only receive the truth, he receives a community. Morpheus, Trinity, and the crew of the Nebuchadnezzar are not just characters, they are the Tribe of the Awakened. They know the secret, they speak the language, they have rituals, symbols, enemies, and missions. This is why the red pill is never only intellectual. A belief does not only tell you what the world is, it tells you who you are inside the world. That is the hidden seduction of awakening stories. They do not merely say, "You were wrong." They say, "You are special because you noticed. You are not lonely. You are awake. You are not alienated. You are perceptive. You are not failing to fit in. You are seeing what others cannot." That is an extremely powerful emotional upgrade. This is why online belief communities can become so addictive. They create insiders and outsiders, awake people and sheep, people who see the code and people still trapped inside it. The language becomes a badge, suspicion becomes status, and once suspicion becomes status, doubt becomes dangerous. If everyone around you believes the same story, questioning the story can feel like betrayal. You are not just changing your mind, you are risking your place in the group. The try protects the belief protects the identity protects the pain. This is why the Matrix became internet mythology. It gives alienated people a heroic explanation for alienation. It whispers, maybe you do not feel at home in the world because you were never meant to sleep inside it. That is beautiful and dangerous, because the moment a belief turns your pain into greatness, losing the belief feels like losing yourself. The red pill is not only a choice, it is a chemical experience. Humans are pattern-hunting animals. For most of history, this saved us. If something moved in the grass, it was safer to imagine a predator than to wait for proof. The mind that saw patterns survived. But in the digital world, the same instinct can become a trap. Now we search for patterns in headlines, numbers, logos, coincidences, glitches, celebrity gestures, algorithmic recommendations, and strange little moments that feel too meaningful to be accidental. The Matrix feeds that instinct perfectly. It whispers, there is something underneath. And once the brain hears that whisper, it wants more. One video becomes 10. One clue becomes a map. One symbol becomes a worldview. One late-night search becomes a new personality. Then confirmation bias starts editing reality. Evidence that fits becomes proof. Evidence that contradicts becomes fake, planted, naive, or part of the system. And every discovery gives the brain a small reward. That is the red pill rush, the emotional pleasure of feeling reality open a secret door. This is why dramatic stories beat careful explanations. Evidence requires patience. Images create impact. A long argument says, think with me. A red pill says, choose now. But real truth is rarely that cinematic. Real truth is slower, colder, less flattering, and more boring. It demands discipline. It asks you to doubt your own side too. It does not always give you enemies. It does not always make you special. That is why the red pill is so powerful and so dangerous. It makes awakening look like one heroic act. But sometimes the harder work is not swallowing the pill. It is surviving the addiction to revelation. When the Matrix came out, the internet still felt like a place you visited. Today, the internet feels like the weather. It surrounds you. It predicts you. It learns your desires before you have fully admitted them to yourself. We may not be trapped in pods, but we do live inside personalized realities. Your feed is not my feed. Your outrage is not my outrage. Your algorithmic world is not mine. Two people can sit in the same room, open the same app, and enter completely different versions of reality. That is why the Matrix feels more real today than in 1999. The simulation is no longer only a machine in a science fiction story. It is the invisible architecture of attention. The modern Matrix does not need to force you into illusion. It only needs to make illusion feel like choice. It studies what keeps you watching, what makes you angry, what flatters your identity, what confirms your fear, what makes you return. And here is the twist. Suspicion can wake you up, but suspicion can also trap you. If you never question anything, you are easy to manipulate. But if you question everything without discipline, you become easy to pull into another illusion. You escape one matrix and immediately enter another one, built from fear, outrage, certainty, and the intoxicating feeling of being smarter than everyone else. The red pill can become its own blue pill, because the easiest person to manipulate is often the person who believes they are immune to manipulation. They distrust every official story, but rarely ask who profits from the alternative one. Suspicion is powerful, but without humility, suspicion becomes a prison with better lighting. The Matrix still owns the internet because it gave modern life its most seductive metaphor. That reality may be designed, that ordinary life may hide a system, that alienation may be perception, that suspicion may be the beginning of freedom. But the movie also carries a warning we often forget. Not every hidden pattern is truth. Not every official story is false. Not every rabbit hole leads outside. Some rabbit holes are just smaller cages with better graphics. The goal is not to trust everything. The goal is not to trust nothing. The goal is to learn how reality gets built. Who shapes your attention? Who profits from your fear? Who benefits when your suspicion becomes an identity? Who gains when you mistake your feed for the world? Neo's power is not paranoia. Neo's power is literacy. He learns to read the system without worshiping the feeling of suspicion. That is what makes the Matrix more real today than in 1999. We now live in a world where reality is edited, filtered, recommended, optimized, monetized, and personalized before it reaches us. The question is no longer only, what is real? The deeper question is, who built the reality I am reacting to? And who benefits when I mistake it for the whole world? The Matrix taught us to look for the seams, but seeing the seams is only the beginning. The harder task is learning what to do after the world stops looking innocent.